Welcome to Eagle Spire Gaming. I'm your host, Crown, and today is Grey Penance Episode 4. A Penance Crusade is something you are sent on, a mission, a task for your crimes and sins, and I must atone for all of the gray models I have accumulated that I have not yet painted, I have not yet primed, I have not yet built, and I have not yet opened from their original plastic containers. We've got a lot of models to get through. Let's get started. Today we have a unit of Dracosans that I've just finished. It has taken me some time. This week has been busy. Halloween was yesterday. I hope that I'm able to post this tonight, but I've got a surprise coming in tonight, and that may slow me down. I also went camping this last weekend, so it's been a busy time. But my solar auxiliary for Legions Imperialis finally has some transport, and this little guy here is a Dracosan. It is capable of transporting up to 20 individuals in their solar auxiliary standard issue armor, void suit things that they can fight in space, and with the right loadout, I can have 4 bases, which would be 20 individuals in there, or I can give it some heavier guns, some thicker cannons, and it can transport only 10 guys, 2 bases, 5 people to a base. And I really like the way they came out. It's very much like the Malcadors in shape. It's kind of like a Malcador, the Infernus or the Valdors, where it's pretty much Malcador, but then a little bit extra on the top and a different face to it, where they've extended out that facing and they've enclosed the top, they've removed the turret and the sponsons so that you can fit more people inside. It is interesting to note that the only doors on this thing are the side hatch. Goodness, that's not great lighting. Let's see if we can fix that just a little bit. And I'll have pictures here too, so you'll be able to see better. You got the side door there. That will not focus. What if I click the button? Not really. And another side door. There's a top hatch. There's 2 top hatches. You're probably not getting out of those in the middle of a conflict. And there's no front or back exit to it. Modern tanks, APCs, well, not tanks, modern APCs have, and IFVs, they have, or some of them at least, I can't speak for all of them, will have doors out the back, and we see that with rhinos. I feel like that's a little bit slower to get out of on these guys. But, yeah, let's talk about the loadout that we went with here. You've got 2 different options for, and I'm sorry, the lighting is now, I'm very much a different color under these lights. Yeah, I don't know what happened. All right, I guess we roll with it. That kind of looks like me. So you've got 2 different loadout options. You've got this twin-linked las cannon, twin hull-mounted twin las cannon. Once upon a time, they would have called it twin-linked las cannon. And you've got this demolisher cannon, also hull-mounted. Demolisher cannon. Now, when you have the demolisher cannon, requires bigger ammo, bigger firing mechanisms, and all that. It's lobbing a very large shell downrange, so it has less transport. You can only fit 2 bases of models in there, and the las cannon is going to allow you to transport 4, which is the standard size, the minimum size for all your infantry in Solar Auxiliary so far. So you need, if you're going to have one of these, you need to have 2. The only thing it can transport otherwise is going to be your commander. And at that point, you're attaching your commander to some other infantry unit anyway. So you're going to be stuck in one way or another. You're going to need to have more. But the box comes with 6. And I gave myself 2 las cannons and 4 demolisher cannons. I don't know if I've said this yet, but demolisher cannons I like running in groups of 4. I like running them as 4, maybe more. Maybe more would be better. you have to do anything to a building, you have to destroy it. You're not killing, and that's the reason you take Demolisher Cannons, is they have the unique ability to destroy a building, to wound a building, to target the building. They have that Demolisher keyword. There's other keywords that let you do the same thing, some with a little bit more pizzazz to them. Heavy Barrage will let you destroy a building. Wrecker lets you destroy a building. Titans in general can destroy buildings just by walking on them. And then there is one more, and a Bunker Buster, which will make it harder for the building to save. And I think Graviton. Gravity Pulse might also just be able to destroy a building. I don't remember if that has it attached or not. But with the Demolisher Cannons, once you get past the hit roll, you got to get past the saving throw. So maybe one can do 1 damage if you get really lucky and they don't. But if you target, but you have to do 2 wounds minimum. I mean, the smallest building has 2 wounds. So you need 2 just to bring it down. But if you only have 2 shots that are going to bring down that you're hoping to bring down that building, that's not good odds. It's not good statistics. Because when you don't kill the building, all the guys inside of it can get out and go to the next building. And you're only, the biggest infantry unit that they have in there might be what, 100 points? Maybe less. Maybe they've got a bunch of missiles in there and it's a good target to take out, but you're using 37 points per individual, something like that. Oh yeah, no, they're 37 points. I can't remember exactly. To shoot for 1 shot. So 2 of them is 70 points. And then if you're using Lehman Russes or anything else that has Demolisher Cannons or some equivalent, you're not doing much. You're spending a lot of points to kill not a lot of things. So you need to destroy the building to get any value out of it. Because a single las cannon might kill a single dude and you've achieved something. A wound on a building is nothing unless it's the last wound on a building. So I run 4. It's not, statistically, it doesn't say every time I'm going to even get there. I think it's 39% chance that 1 Demolisher Cannon is going to do 1 damage to a Civitas Imperialis. So you multiply that by 4 and what, 120, 100, something over 120%, under 160%, closer to 160. So, but 4 gives me a chance. And maybe those 4 will be they'll be supported. Maybe they'll be the last shots. Maybe they'll be the first shots. Something else can do the damage, maybe. I don't want 6 of them because it's a lot of points. I'm kind of gambling a little bit, and I'm kind of hoping I'll get there. But also, you need, for it to be a dedicated transport, you just need, you would need to have 12 people to go in all of that, and that's a big commitment on bodies. And for it to be anything else, it's just, I'm trying to make use of the transport as well. And what I want to put in there is 8 dudes, 8 guys, 8 individuals, either as an assault force or as something to secure an objective, something to make use of the movement ability, something like that. The other 2 that I have are going to, 2 las cannons does have a chance to injure pretty much most things that you're shooting at. They're accurate, so they have a reroll if you miss, and it's gonna be the same to hurt anything, to hurt a lot of things. It's not gonna be. It's got more range. It's not gonna have. It's gonna start to be outperformed a little bit up against heavier armor save things with 3-up armor save, things with 2-up armor save, Titans, the heavy tanks, things like that. Against infantry, they're about even against some of them. Against walkers, they're even against solar auxiliaries and Ogren and Space Marines without the extra shields. They're pretty much, or even with invulnerable saves, they outperform just a little bit, and that's because they have a reroll. So if I get another box of these, I'm going to make at least 2 more las cannons. I might make them all las cannons just so I can have 3 units driving by. I probably don't want to have 8 Dracosans. 8 Dracosans with las cannons can transport 4 people a piece, so I'm never going to have that much of a need for them. Even 4 of them would allow me to hold 16 people, and that's pretty much the max. So I would have either 2 units of 4. I could alternatively see myself getting more demolisher cannons just to have a bunch of those, but I'm gonna put some. The most optimized thing in the game isn't what you spamming. That's not as much fun. I can spread that around, spread the utility around, and have other things that are capable of, yes, this is a great way to destroy a building. There are better ways to destroy a building, but those better ways to destroy a building don't come with transport. So I'll have some of those things. Some of my ability to destroy buildings will come from Layman Russes, which have the extra gun, the heavy bolter that they can use on survivors to mop up survivors. Some of it will be on Malcadors, which will really be used for their Vanquisher cannon to shoot tanks in general. Some of it is on the Hellhammers that I have, the super heavy auxiliaries that are also called Baneblades, but really we know that they're Hellhammers because they have the Hellhammer cannon. And those have just a plethora of guns to go against everything. But if I need to, any of that can come together to shoot at buildings. And the most effective way to destroy a building is, of course, with a Marauder Colossus. One time, the first time, because it's dead. It's just a dead building against Marauder Colossus with that Colossus bomb that has so many dice for 85 points. But you have to get it there, and that's going to be the tricky part, because they're going to be your opponent should have the ability to shoot your aircraft. So you're going to have to whittle those away, and to do that, you'll need other forces coming forward from those transports. So that's why I have it like that. Another thing that I want to point out and just show off is I have recently gotten, finally, it took a little bit of time, but then once it came here, it was easy to put together. I got some order tokens. These are my order tokens. I'll do pictures of these too. I don't need to show you. They're pretty cool. I got them from Art of War Studio. I bought them. They didn't give them to me. They don't know about me. I'm nobody. But I'm not a sponsor for them or anything. And but they're really cool. I didn't realize it. I should have paid attention. So these come with, there's a slot in there. There's a groove in there, and what they say to do is the best way to do it is to take a crown and just go back and forth, and let that groove fill in with the wax, and you can color them whatever color you want. You could also probably prime them. They come with like a sticker on them for you to spray paint, and then it'll only fill in that spot. You peel off the sticker, or you can just paint it if you got a really, really steady hand. But they recommended coloring it. I briefly tried to use a Sharpie on it. I didn't like the way that looked immediately, so I went with coloring it. And I've got 2 sets. I've got a bag of these yellow ones for my good guys, and I've got a yellow and black, and these guys are mostly black, and then my Space Marines, most of my good force will be Imperial Fist, of course, because I'm a successor for them. And then my bad ones are red and white, because I'm going to have some, I'll share this here if you're still watching. So these guys you may know these guys to be the black and blue. I don't know if I've said it. I might have told a few people in passing. But and before we talk about that, I don't think I've said this yet anywhere, but I like to put the turret guy. So the box comes with a bunch of these things. I like to put the turret guy, the pintle mount, on units that I intend to be shooting at infantry. And while this gun is really good at taking out tanks, it is able to blow up the building. It's got to get close, so I kind of felt like that was the right choice to go. But when I got the tanks, the Malcadors that had all the heavy bolters on them for infantry, because they can't even hurt tanks, those had the pintle mounts on them. I like to do that. This one with a quick way for you to easily see, like, oh, those are probably those are my demolisher cannons because they got a pintle mount on them. You can see the gun too, but if you're standing 2 feet away, that little bit of blue and that long gun, the different silhouette shape, really sticks out a bit, a lot better. But so these guys with the blue and the black, I have done my best to paint to kind of look like the cog from Gears of War. So my villain Solar Auxiliary, my traitor Solar Auxiliary, it's hard to call them the bad guys. They are. It's just hard because of, everyone always says there's no bad guys there's no good guys in Warhammer, which isn't entirely fair, but they will be painted black, white, and red to kind of look like, a little bit black, to look like the Locusts. And I finally figured it out. For the mechanicum, I'm going to go green and brown and metal for my loyalist, and I'm going to go to make them look like Halo's Marines, and I'm going to, maybe a bit of tan in there, and I'm going to go with a white and red, or a black and red color scheme to look like, originally I was thinking Covenant, and that was going to be purple, but I didn't like it. I'm going to go with the Banished. So my bad guys for the mechanicum are going to look like the Banished. And the reason this was hard for me to figure out how to do is because, honestly, the Locusts have spider bots too. But so does the Locusts have spider bots, and so does the Covenant, spidery looking things, kind of with the scarab and everything. So I really thought that, oh man, either could go either way. But the Banished use the same, similar colors, very similar in appearance. So it's all going to work out perfectly. So those are my Malcadors. That's it for today. Next thing I'm starting on is going to be either, let's go, I think I still have Basilisks. I have Storm Swords. I have some other super heavies. I have Storm Swords, Storm Blades. No Storm Swords. I have Storm Blades, and I have Storm Hammers. And I have some Bane Blades, actual Bane Blades, not Bane Hell Hammers. And I have, I've got more transports. I've got the Arvis Lighters. And, yeah. So I'm going to get started on some of those over the weekend. Or maybe I'll completely lose track, derail myself, and start working on the Mechanicum, because that should be, I'm pretty sure that's out today, tomorrow. It's just a matter of, does it get to me in the mail in time? So, thanks for sticking by. Thanks for watching this all the way to the end. I appreciate that. Once again, this has been Eagle Spire Gaming. I've been Crown, and thanks for flying by.